Hello, this is Bob Joyner, and in this video we're going to be talking about the day trader's mindset, and this is part one of three videos, and in this first part we're going to be talking about flow. So in this series what I'm going to be talking about is, if you look counterclockwise at this little diagram here, first we're going to be talking about flow in this video, then the next video we're going to be talking about acceptance, and then in the third video we'll talk about detachment. Now, just a precursor to this whole series, I decided to split the video into three parts in order to make it a little bit more accessible and smaller chunks so you can view it as you want to. The idea behind this series is just to try to get into the idea of what is the state of mind that successful traders have as they trade. And I'm going to approach this from these three different perspectives. It's kind of like a prism or a pyramid or whatever, three different sides to the same idea, but if we separate it out, it helps us dig into it a little bit deeper and understand each aspect. So the first aspect is flow, so let's go ahead and dig into that one. Flow, if we just look at a Wikipedia definition here, a flow state, also known as being in the zone, is the mental state in which a person performing some activity is fully immersed in a feeling of energized focus, full involvement, and enjoyment in the process of the activity. In essence, flow is characterized by the complete absorption in what one does and a resulting transformation in one's sense of time. So it may sound a little bit esoteric or whatever, but flow and the state of flow means that you're fully present to what is happening right now. You are present to yourself, to your body, your thoughts, your emotions, everything, but you're also fully aware and fully mindful of what's happening on the charts, and you're not trying to make them something that they're not. You're one with the market. You're in sync with the market, if you will. And a lot of traders will experience this when they are in the zone, when they are trading in the zone. And for this video I'll pull a lot from Mark Douglas's book Trading in the Zone. If you haven't read it, highly recommend. So what does flow look like for a day trader? For a day trader, you're focused on the present moment. You're in sync with the market. As I said, you're in control of your actions and your attention. You may have a feeling of perfect alignment, wishing all of your trades were this easy, and often to the point where you lose your sense of time. There is no stress because there's no disharmony. One of the things I say about flow is that you cannot control the river, but you can learn how to swim in it. And Mark Douglas, from that book I mentioned, says the best traders have developed attitudes that give them the greatest degree of mental flexibility to flow in and out of trades based on what the market is telling them about the possibilities from its perspective. And he really highlights a couple of different things there. It's about being in the moment. It's not about being stuck in what you want to happen, what you think should happen, but it's being open to what the market's telling you, and then trading the market, trading that stock, trading that price movement as you see it, and being one with it, trying just to be in sync with it. That's all it simply comes down to. There's a guy who's done a lot of research on the idea of flow, and I don't know how to pronounce his name, but he came up with this chart. And if you look at this chart here, you have like a challenging level over here on this far left, right, from low, medium to high, and then at the bottom you have skill level from low, medium to high, and you have this little intersection in the middle. And if you look at flow here, where it is, it's up in this top right corner, right, where the challenge is high, your skill level is high, and that can increase over time. Like, you don't start out that way, obviously, but it's also in the area of arousal and control that you have flow. It's not in the area where you have anxiety, worry, or even apathy. So it's very much different from that. So one of the things you can do with this little chart here is just be aware of where you are in this moment. Are you feeling anxiety? Are you feeling worry? If you are, you're obviously not flowing with the market, because the market has no anxiety. The market just has flow. The market's going sideways, the market's going up, the market's going down, but it's not stressed about it. It's just what it is. So if you're out of sync with the market and you're feeling stress, then that should be an alert system to let you know, I'm not in the flow, not in this moment. I need to stop, pause, and reassess things here. So one of the questions that people have when I start talking about flow is what place does technical analysis have in trading? Because many of you know already I'm very big into technical analysis, have been for over a decade. as I study the charts and as I create charts based on that analysis? Well, it has a place, but let's talk about it. Technical analysis is important, but it's basically a framework that we have imposed on the charts, right? We're plotting high probability situations that give us a statistical edge. Technical analysis helps us see the market for what it is. It helps us see the flow of the market, and it can help us enter into that flow with more confidence. We have to understand the market, and we use technical analysis to help us do that. And one of the things that I've created, for example, for the Trading the Afternoon SPY with this small group of traders is a chart that has like 6 different variations of red and 6 different variations of green, using conditional colored candles if you're using TC2000, and it kind of gives you the sense of this river. If you look at this chart here, you can kind of see how the market flows. There's a flow to it, and if you can see that, and if you can create your charts in a way that help you to see that flow, then you'll probably be making more profit. But that's also its limitation. Even a good technical framework that you have planted over on top of the charts here, it provides us with only probably an 80% chance of being right. It's not foolproof. It does not absolve us of the responsibility to see those times when the market's not conforming to our framework. Nor does it allow us to blame the market when things change. Change is the market's prerogative. Learning to flow with that change is our responsibility, our challenge, and our pleasure. You may recall I'm recording this video in January of 2022. Simone Biles recently stepped away from the Olympics because, as she quotes here, once I came out here, I was like, no, mental's not there. So I just need to let the girls do it and focus on myself. And she was applauded for taking care of her mental health and for stepping away rather than incurring injury to herself. But one of the aspects of that is that a top athlete, a top trader, recognizes when they're in the flow, and they also recognize when they are not in the flow. And this quote here from Mark Douglas, after coaching traders for many, many years, when they're not in the flow, the very best of the best can recognize that fact and then compensate by either scaling back or not trading at all. So it's important to recognize when you're in the flow. Another thing we can talk about flow is mindfulness, and that's just simply being fully present at this time, and then fill in the blank. If you're looking at a chart, you're looking at your trade, you say at this time. And you're not trying to project so much what's going to happen next, but you're trying to see, does it currently meet the criteria for the trade? Is it currently still based on a sound strategy? At this time, what is happening in this market? At this time, what is happening in this trade? And if you'll do that, if you'll stay in that moment, then it'll help you focus a lot more. In this moment, I'm not thinking of the past, such as your most recent trade or series of trades that can cause a biased opinion of your present trade. And I'm not thinking of the future, such as worrying about what the next trade is or afraid of what will happen next. Instead of thinking about the past, instead of worrying about the future, you're in this moment, you're looking at the charts, and you're deciding, are you in the flow, are you trading on the side of the market, or are you out of sync with the market? And just that little bit of mindfulness, of reflection, of just pausing to think and to gauge your emotions and where your stress level's at and all that stuff will kind of help you stay in the moment and stay in the flow. Real quick, wanted to interject the fact that I just have started up a new Facebook group. It's a private group, but you're welcome to apply to join. This group is focused solely on SPY options, primarily on day trading, but we'll be looking at some swing trades as well. If you want to see the link beneath the box there, the description box beneath this video. And then here are a couple of other videos that you might be interested. If you like this topic of today, you might also be interested in these videos that I have posted here at the end that kind of also expand on this subject. And there's a link there to the next video if you're ready to move on as we look at the idea of acceptance. All right, thanks for watching.